Welcome into is this episode 27? I believe
Yeah.
it's episode 27 of the Bleav in Twins podcast. I'm your host, Pryor, joined by my wonderful co-host, Twins expert and analyst Zac Tipton, who, breaking news, needs to replace his water filter.
Yeah. Well, we're really talking about recent stuff here. Yeah, no, I need to my water filter. I think that you're supposed to replace it like once every I think it's like 6 weeks. I think it is like once every 6 weeks.
Oh, jeez.
You're supposed to replace it like once every 6 weeks, and it's been like probably 4 months, 5 months they replace it. So
if you told me once every 6 years, I'd believe you. I have like no gauge for that.
Well, I'd say that, and I think it actually does start it starts like filtering slower the longer it goes. Okay. So you eventually need to replace it because it starts filtering a lot slower. So I think I've reached the point where my thing is filtering incredibly slow, so probably need to replace.
Do you have a particularly strong opinion, Zac, of at like a restaurant like still versus sparkling water? Because I know a lot of
people, will not do sparkling water.
I know a lot of people who I never see them, like in just day-to-day life. They have their smart water, whatever it is, but then they get to the steakhouse and all of a sudden all like the nice little bubbles start to get real appealing for some reason. Like I don't get it. Like because I know a lot of people don't like carbonation in any drink. So like sodas, energy, whatever. So I can't do
no, I don't believe in I do not believe in 1 second. Yeah, there we go. I don't believe in sparkling water at all. I think it's a scam. So I'm not gonna I don't believe in it.
Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah, no, I don't get it.
So yeah, no. I it's unfortunate, but
yeah,
it works out well for me. But with that being said,
yeah, Zac is actually kind of I really was hammering Zac to do the Wordle again. The people who program it went on strike for about 5 days or so, but now they're back. But Zac, we'll get the Wordle back in the show. I can promise you that. I'll harp on that hard enough. But Zac has an iteration of a game that I've seen on the internet people do, that the different kind of version of it that seems fun. So we're gonna have a nice little fun visual.
Yes. Let me share my screen here and we'll do it. It's called it's Dynasty Daddy is the name of the website, but it's an NFL team game and you would figure out what team we're going on. And I'm not gonna lie, I've already figured out the team by the first quickly here. You want to say it on 3, 2, 1, but 3, 2, 1.
Steelers.
Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's Pittsburgh Steelers. And now the fun thing is you have to actually name every player on the starting 11 here. So we'll start easy and get Russell Wilson out of the way.
Yep.
And we'll go Najee Harris out of the way as well.
Yep.
And then we'll go Pryor out of the way as well.
Muth is right there.
And then wide receiver 1 is George Pickens. I mean, that's a pretty obvious one.
Yep. The
wide receiver 2, I believe, is one of these is Calvin Austin. I don't know what
Calvin Austin is Memphis. The Clemson one is Mike Williams.
Mike Williams, I forgot about him. You're right, he is on the. Forgot that he's on
the left tackle is Troy Fautanu. No. Washington.
No.
It's weird, like it's in reverse.
So that's Troy Fautanu here. You say, huh?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know the offensive line at all here, so I'm gonna need your help with this.
Oh God, it's because I was gonna say Broderick Jones doesn't start because if there was Georgia here, he'd be that. Oh God, what the heck is the name of the? He's like a basic name. Hold on, I'm gonna do a little bit of cheating here.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a little bit of cheating here. Hold on.
20
Steelers depth chart.
Oh my God, we're actually looking up the roster.
Yeah, I kind of need to. Yeah. Dan Moore. That's right.
Which one's Dan Moore? I don't know.
The Texas A&M one.
Okay.
I'm sorry, not the depth chart. Excuse me. just the roster. But Dan Moore starts at right tackle. I knew it was like a basic name. I have the guards. I have absolutely no idea. There's a chance the West Virginia one is Zach Frazier. Like he's another rookie. I know they drafted him. I don't. Yeah, there you go. That might be it.
Zach Frazier.
Okay, these last two guards, no idea. I don't even.
Okay, we'll just put
wait. Isaac Suamalu. I don't know which one he is though.
We're gonna probably. That sounds like no disrespect. Sounds like Oregon State. Okay, now we gotta figure out.
No clue.
Another guard. Oh, we'll go Joe Staley. I'm kidding. No, we're not gonna. Yeah.
I have no idea.
We'll go Ryan Khalil. It's not Ryan Khalil. We'll go Ryan Khalil. Max Sharping.
No.
You never got that.
Nothing.
Yeah, that is that. They also have they have a NFL Wordle.
Oh, wait. What?
Which is where you just name players. It's guessing the player.
Okay. Let's do
You want to start with one here?
Yeah, let's do wait, how does this work? Like what?
Do you just pick a player and it will tell you I believe it's height. It's height, college.
Oh, these things. Okay. Let's do what's like an average. Let's do Aziz Al-Shair.
Okay, again, I think it's only offensive players, but
oh, it is. Oh, okay. Then
the fact that your first guess was Aziz Al-Shair is kind of nuts, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Oh God. Who like on offense? Let's do.
It might not be on offense. I don't know. It might not be all offense, but I can't look up Aziz Al-Shair. So I'm assuming
that's fine. That's fine. Let's do who's like an average. Do Braylon Allen.
Braylon Allen. Okay. Okay. Running back. We are correct.
Okay.
More than 0 years of experience, but close. So that means it's probably 1 year of experience.
Yeah.
1 year of experience. Not in the AFC.
Okay.
Under 235 and over 58 points in 2024 PPR. I want to think of
try Tyler Algier.
I don't think Tyler Algier is right. I'm not gonna do. I think it's a running back that would be like I might run Bijan here. I'm not gonna lie, I might run Bijan.
Okay.
Okay, it's close. It is 1 year of experience. It's under 190 PPR points. It is in the NFC, and he's under 215, but he's close. And I'm not sure what that means height wise.
Okay.
The height means I don't know what the weight means here. But 215. So I'm guessing it's probably like 210, something like that. We're probably close on that. So that means it's a second year RB
in the NFC.
In the NFC, that is in the NFC South.
That is not the NFC South.
So Rico Dowdle.
Sure. Yeah.
Would that be a shout?
Oh, that's a decent. Yeah.
Okay, it's not the NFC East either, but we're getting close on PPR points. And Dowdle's 4 years experience. What?
Wow. Yeah.
I thought he was drafted last year. Am I not thinking that right? That's nuts. Okay, so now we know it's NFC North, NFC West, though. Not Jacobs, not Love. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. We're idiots. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm an idiot also. I'm such an idiot.
So we know it's the West. I was gonna say try Zach Charbonnet.
Okay, that works too. That's a gettable one. Oh yeah, it's less than 96 fantasy points. You're right. Nice get.
There you go.
It's less than 96 fantasy points.
Yep.
So that would have been gettable at Charbonnet. Dang it. Okay.
Wow.
They have some cool ones. I do recommend you guys go check it out. They have like NFL Immaculate Grid. They have Football Connections. So they have a lot of really cool stuff. Like I recommend you go check that out. Go check out the website and do daily stuff because they post everything daily. So
right.
And you can also go back and do previous ones, which I think is really cool. So you can go back and do like previous ones.
That's good. Yeah. No, that's
so.
Good.
With that being said, we are moving on now to we have decided we are not going to be doing any other sports today. because we did a Nerds Ruin Sports podcast yesterday where we discussed everything that has to do with sports, basically, specifically NFL and MLB, NFL and NCAA football. So if you have the chance, go check it out. We will have the link in description to that podcast. And I highly recommend you guys go check out the Nerds Ruin Sports show because we had a few really cool shows. It was a really cool show where we talked a lot about college football, but we also got to do our a lot of NFL takeaways from week 10. So, and obviously the Dolphins won last night, I believe. Actually, I don't know how that game ended up. I think the Dolphins won. I did not watch that game because it didn't intrigue me at all. But I believe the Dolphins won. And then with that being said,
all Twins today.
All Twins, because to be fair, that's kind of the most important part here. And we actually have a cool thing we want to do here, which is we're talking free agency today.
Yeah.
So we're talking guys. You go.
So what we're gonna do today is Zac and I have a list of some 8 free agents that we kind of believe the Twins should pursue. And we'll talk about like why it works and whatever. And kind of go through our thoughts on that. But before we do that, one of the themes that we've brought up over the past month on the show is going to continue into today. And that theme is kind of structural changes within the Twins organization at the executive and administrative level. And there was a big new piece of news today that Zac and I talked about during, before the show. And, Zac was taking us through it. So the president of the Twins stepping down from a title perspective, but will still be very involved in the organization. Zac, why don't you kind of let the audience know what's going on?
Yeah, I need the blurry figured out. 1 second. I think I got really blurry here, really all of a sudden.
Nice, handsome face. Zac was really nice. He gave me a nice compliment, said I looked really good at the start of the show. That made me feel really good about myself. I got to tell Zac that even in the blurriness, he does look good. And I think that shade of blue looks really good on him.
Oh, so I appreciate it. It's a nice little golf shirt here.
It is. I like it. It's good. It suits you.
But if I can figure out why my thing is blurry, it's really annoying.
Yeah.
I figured out how that works. It's not working better. 1 second.
Maybe if I squint hard enough. Oh wow, the device just disconnected. Now I'm here by myself with you guys. Geez. Isn't that something? We weren't even talking about anything, so I can't even like continue off of everything. Hopefully, Zac sees this after watching the episode and gets nice and surprised. And as he returns,
hey, I'm not blurry anymore either.
As he returns, I was about to give the audience like an exclusive one-on-one message that I was hoping you'd watch later, but you saved yourself from some embarrassment.
Well, I could hear you the whole time. I trying to tell you I could hear you all the whole time.
Oh, you could? Yeah, you could?
I just had to I turned my camera off and turned it back on to see if that would work.
It's disconnected entirely. Jeez.
I turned it off and turned it back on because I was like, I wanted to make sure I see if that was the issue. And it actually seemed like it was the issue because I just did that worked well. So we're back. Anders, yes, as Anders said, big kind of front office news today. Dave St. Peter, who has been with the Twins. I actually read his story here. This is nuts. Dave St. Peter started with the organization in 1990 as a game day intern. In 1990, and 7 months later, reluctantly accepted a full-time retail job managing the club's pro shop in Richfield, Minnesota. And then in 2002, he was named the club's president. And so he is stepping down from his presidential role, and he is taking just an advisory role in the team, and in the front office. And then Derek Falvey, who is a name you have heard way too much on this podcast by this point, is taking over his position as the club president while also still maintaining his job as the head of baseball operations. So, dude's just a beast. Shout out to Derek Falvey, man. I mean, dude's just a nuts.
Busy guy. Love of the
so
sport.
He is officially the president. He's officially the president and
president of baseball operations.
President of baseball. Yes, president. Well, we did a transition as president of baseball and president of business operations.
Wait, time out. Just to make sure that so he's the president of the baseball club.
Yep.
The president of baseball operations.
Yes.
And the president of business operations?
Yeah, but he's the president of baseball and business operations.
God, he's like Jerry Jones, like 7 titles.
And then Jeremy Zoll, who was the assistant general manager, has now taken the role of regular general manager, replacing obviously the now gone Thad Levine.
Yep.
He has taken over the team as the general manager of the Twins. So shout out to Jeremy Zoll, welcome there. And then Derek Falvey just continuing to do insane things.
Yeah.
That is kind of nuts. But so yeah, shout out to Derek Falvey, shout out to Jeremy Zoll there. Again, I don't think there's a ton of moves there that are like thing. I think it was time for Dave St. Peter to step down probably. Because it was kind of like he was kind of getting ready to be that. We've heard that for a while now too, that he was considering leaving. So, yeah, no, that was that. And then question for you, Anders.
Yep.
Did Thad Levine get hired yet? I don't think so, right?
I don't believe so.
No, Thad Levine has not gotten hired yet for a different program yet.
He'll get a job by the end of the year.
No,
by
he
the
won't.
end of the season, he'll have a job.
Yeah, no, he won't. But anyway, so with that being said, we move up. That was really all that is for there. I really don't have much more to say about that besides Derek Falvey. Like, what he's doing is incredible and how awesome he's going to be for this organization for years. Yeah, no, he is the Minnesota Twins at this point.
Yeah,
so what he's done for this is amazing. And now I want to talk about free agency, though, because I've had a lot of this excited. I'm excited to kind of have a talk where we just discuss free agency options. With that being said, Anders, let's talk about something that isn't going to happen first. I'm going to do a little thing we weren't planning on. But let's do something that's not going to happen. Because me and Anders are joking, like, let's talk about the guys that the Twins actually have a legit chance of getting. I want to discuss a little bit of the guys that the Twins have absolutely no shot at getting, and make our predictions for where those people will land.
Yeah. So just to preface some context, like basically what I was saying is like, what I was saying to Zach was like, I can't name a single Twins fan who wouldn't be thrilled at Pete Alonso coming to the team. Like that's not really the point of the exercise that we're doing. Like talking about guys that, might make some impacts that, in some more nuanced ways. But this is still an exercise that we can do before we get to the Twins specific stuff. Because I'm telling you right now, we're not getting Soto.
Yeah, we're not getting Juan Soto. We can beg and cry and want Juan Soto.
Right.
We ain't getting Juan Soto. So, Anders, my question to you is, who is getting Juan Soto?
Juan Soto will be in New York. I don't know which team that is. I don't think he's going to the Dodgers. I don't think he's going to the Blue Jays.
I don't think he's going to the Tampa Bay Rays.
I've
heard they checked on him.
Yeah,
I've heard that.
Yeah, they checked on him. I might run for mayor. Right? Let's see. But no, so he's not. I don't think he's going to go to the Dodgers or the Red Sox, the Blue Jays, the Rangers, the Braves. A lot of those teams. I think the Giants. I think they'll try to focus more on pitching. I think the Giants, I think, will the Giants, I think, will end up with one of Burns, Fried, or getting Snell back. I think the Red Sox will too. I think Soto will go to one of the two New York teams.
That's fair. Then the next thing I want to give you here, because we already brought him up, Pete Alonso. Do you think he's going to stick with the Mets, or do you think he's going to come back to the Mets, or where do you think he's going to end up?
So let's go through a couple things here. So if the Mets do get Juan Soto, then to me, from a payroll perspective, they are going to have to make a choice between re-signing Pete and getting one of the big three aces. That's a choice. If they don't get Soto, they can obviously re-sign Alonso and get one of the big three. But I would assume if Soto.
And who are you listing as the big three?
Excuse me. That's Corbin Burns, Max Fried, and Blake Snell.
Okay.
If Soto goes back to the Yankees or to somewhere else outside of New York, then I think Pete stays with the Mets. If the Mets get Soto and then get Burns or Fried or Snell, then Pete, I think, will probably end up as a Chicago Cub. I think that's the most natural fit.
Sounds good. And then for you, where does Corbin Burns end up?
Red Sox.
Okay. Then last one here, a little curveball. Last one, Roki Sasaki. We've heard his name a lot. A lot of high-end teams are going for him.
Yeah.
What team do you think gets Roki Sasaki?
Giants.
Okay.
Giants.
Okay.
They're going to, especially if they don't get Snell back. If they don't get Snell back, they could get one of the big three and get Sasaki. Because I'm not sure what they're going to really add from a bats perspective. But so Giants would be my first pick probably. If I had to pick a second team, honestly, my second team would probably be the Mets. But that's a good one. That's a good curveball. You're right. No, you're no kidding.
Because he's kind of come out of nowhere, as now that he announced he is going to be entering the MLB free agency this year. He kind of came out of nowhere there, and so a lot of teams are like wanting him. And I know, everyone says like every team has a chance to land a guy like that, but not really. There are only a few teams that really have a chance of landing him. Because there are teams that will be willing to offer a lot of money for him.
Yeah.
And yeah. So we will see there though. And so now we are going I'm going to now we'll move on to the actual Twins guys that we think have a shot of actually landing with the Twins and guys that we would see landing with us.
Yep.
Note there is a good chance the Twins will be on a budget again this year. And as much as we don't want to hear that, there is a good chance the Twins will be on a budget again this year.
Which is why you make the specification. These guys that we're talking about are guys that can be gotten on a budget. These are like names that people know that are like budget friendly or budget friendly adjacent, I would say.
Absolutely.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to start with pitchers?
Yeah, let's start with pitchers here. Let's hear the first two you have.
Okay, so I came up with two pitchers and two position players. Both of the both of the, and I apologize for the that's probably a 3-wheeler outside, honestly. Both of the pitchers that I came up with were relievers because I think that should be a really important priority for the Twins, is adding depth and kind of adding a really strong spine to the two-headed monster of Duran and Jax. So the two names that I came up with. So the first one that I want to talk about is Clay Holmes, because Clay Holmes, I think, for a budget team or like a budget-ish team like the Twins, I think is actually kind of perfect because he had a bad enough pocket of his season that can be used in negotiations to get him at a pretty decent price at 32 years old. But you still see the talent there, and we've seen him be able to make an all-star game. And the other part of it is the film's out on him, right? Like, we now have film on him when we all know that we've seen him now be used by the Yankees as a non-closer in the right way. And so now there's a blueprint on him. And so I think, Holmes down the stretch, especially in the playoffs against the Royals and the Guardians, was used as a third guy. And I think he would be a perfect kind of third guy to have in like a 2-out situation behind Jax and Duran. I think that, like the sliders, excuse me, like the curveball sweeper stuff, I think for him would be great. I think for him as well, pitching in a pitcher-friendly ballpark might be a nice change of scenery. He can feel a little bit more like himself. So that's the first name that I had. And then the second name that I was going to bring up was Andrew Kittredge, who had one of his better years in a few years with the Cardinals last year at a 2.8 flat ERA, was in the 100th percentile for swing and miss. 34 years old, so it would probably be a 1-year deal. But has a lot of really nice breaking stuff. Can do a little bit of chase stuff and some ground ball stuff. So there's some, versatility of approach. Slider with above average velocity, sinker with above average velocity. Again, like 100th percentile in chase rate. I think, again, a really perfect fit for the ballpark. And again, like similar to Holmes, just a third kind of strikeout artist that you can put behind Jackson and Duran.
Absolutely.
So those would be my two kind of realistic guys that you can get at a pretty decent price.
I agree. I think Kittredge is somebody that I'm kind of interested. Like, here's the thing. You're always going to have, like, when you're on a budget, when you're shopping on a budget like the Twins will be, most of the guys you're shopping for are guys that probably are older, that have had injuries, types of guys that maybe you're hoping that can stay healthy for a full year and kind of can revert back to their healthy selves. And that is why I think Kittredge kind of fits here. I do like his season. His season in 2024 was fantastic. And I think just kind of bringing him back is huge. Bringing him there would be a huge move. Another guy that I think kind of fits that, fits that, with injuries, but could be a little bit good is, what's his name? Paul Sewald. Paul Sewald of the D-backs could be a guy I think the Twins could go after. He had some injury issues this year, but he was very good for the D-backs when healthy. He was a closer. He led that World Series run there. I don't know how much Paul Sewald would cost. I don't know if it's in our price range. But with his injuries, you have to, and his olderness, and then there's also a little bit of rough stretch he had last year when he was you kind of could see his olderness. Yep. I think still could be a guy you could look at. And then another guy for me that I look at is, AJ Minter is the guy that I look at for the Braves. A relief pitcher, always good when healthy, but he's been struggling to stay healthy recently, especially with hip injuries. He's had a bunch of hip surgeries recently as well. But he has a career 3.28 ERA, 420 strikeouts, 349 innings. Obviously there's risk with injuries, but we could get him a discount, I think. I think we get Minter at a discount with his injuries. So with that being said, that's kind of where I lean there. Your thoughts on those couple names that I mentioned?
Yeah, no, I think I agree. Like your point about teams going after teams on a budget or not, with the Twins, right? We're not talking about the Pirates here or anything, or the A's here or anything, but like going after quality players that have an injury history for 1 year rentals is something that you can take advantage of. And I think, Sewald, who's 34 years old, is the same age as Kittredge. I think it would be another kind of really solid another solid example of that. So those are both. Minter, kind of more of like a pure fastball guy. Same. There are a lot of people in on the Braves that kind of fit that mold, both in their bullpen and in their rotation. But no, those are two. I think those are two great names. Minter a little younger too.
No, I agree.
I'm surprised Minter's 31. I thought he was like 29 or something.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think Minter's a great pick for us. And then on the position side, I have one specific guy that I really, really, really want. I have two. One guy for sure, though, that I really, really want. I don't know how much he'll cost, though. After his World Series, after the season he had last year, I don't know if he's in our budget, but Teoscar Hernandez is a guy that I am very high on, but I know a lot of other teams are really high on as well. And so I don't know if we have the money to outbid teams like that are we going after Hernandez, but that's a guy I feel like could be a huge help to our defense, especially after losing Max Kepler.
Right.
I feel like he'd be a really huge move to bring in the outfield there. Anders, you have a couple position players you want to bring up as well here, so let's.
We can say we can go to your second one too, or I can whatever you.
Yeah, I'll go to my second one quick, which is just listen. I'm gonna stick with my second baseman here. I'm gonna stick with the second base. I think second base is a position of need for us that we aren't really sure of. And so for second base, I'm gonna say it. I think Gleyber Torres is a guy that could easily fit well with us here. Former Yankee, obviously, and I think he'd be a good fit at second base, which is what we need we need it for our team right now. I don't know if Brooks Lee is. 1 second, sorry. And then those are the two I'd probably say. What about you, Anders?
So no, those are both good names. I'm especially interested. Yeah, the Teoscar Hernandez one again, like that would be like the move for the Twins probably. But on the position player end, that would be the move. But the two names that I had thought of. So one, right, we had talked earlier about Pete Alonso and how great he would be at first base. If we couldn't get him, I think that a maybe a little bit more, affordable option there would be Christian Walker, who, has a lot of organic power to him. And, last year, a little bit down on the home runs, only 26, but the 351 average. So, this is not like a kind of like a gadget role player guy that, like when the Twins had like Joey Gallo, for instance, that wouldn't be what this is. Obviously, from an outs above average standpoint and just defensive stuff, he's exceptional as well. So, we talked about like Carlos Santana and like all that defensive upside that he provided to the team that was really helpful. You could replace it or gets like 95% of it with Walker. So that's another plus as well. And you know, in the ballpark that we're playing in, you know, that kind of power, you know, I wouldn't expect him to get to, you know, 40, but you know, he can, you know, he's someone that you can rely on to reach the 30 mark on most years. So I think that would be
I just don't see the Twins going. I don't see the Twins going for Christian Walker. I don't think we have the money to do that because I think he's just so good defensively and has become a really top tier first baseman. I don't see us going after him. Personally, I would see if I'm looking at first baseman, I'd see us either bring Santana back or Josh Bell is the other first baseman name I've seen a lot.
That's another good one.
I don't think I've seen a single thing that says Christian Walker's gettable for the Twins.
I mean, Christian would probably cost less than Hernandez though, right?
Probably, but I just don't see. I haven't seen a single source that says we're even in the running for Hernandez. For Walker.
The other name that I thought of for in terms of the outfield stuff, more affordable in the outfield than Hernandez is Tyler O'Neill. Who again, you know, kind of can provide some really, you know, strong and consistent power in that spot. Less spotty of a batter, than Kepler was, for sure. Last year, you know, battled with health, had that insane start with the Red Sox. Finished the year with 34 home runs. Had some health stuff here and there. Defensively, maybe not quite what you want in that outfield, just with the size, but walks a ton. And so, you know, that medium ball stuff that we've harped on throughout that last stretch of the season, he fits into that perfectly. I think he's a person that has the skill set to where you can put him anywhere in the top 6 and it would make sense. So,
I looked at an article today from Aaron Gleeman on The Athletic, and he listed 15 guys that he think fits the front office who is shopping for a discount out from the discount out once again. A lot of these names do overlap with what we've said. David Robertson is on this list, although he did admit in his article that David Robertson is probably out of the Twins' price range, but it's his annual tradition of a Robertson on the list every year. Despite that, so David Robertson is on here. AJ Minter, Paul Sewell, Carlos Santana coming back. Josh Bell, Justin Turner is another first baseman guy they said here. Yimi Garcia, a relief pitcher for the Mariners.
Sure, yeah.
Chris Martin, the relief pitcher for the Red Sox. Andrew Kittredge, as Anders said here. And outfield guys here, Randall Grichuk and Harrison Bader are the two.
I didn't even think of Randall Grichuk. I actually like that idea even more. I actually like that name even more than the O'Neill idea that I had.
Yeah. Randall Grichuk, Harrison Bader, and then 2 relief pitchers here. We got Andrew Chafin and Danny Colum. Obviously.
You mentioned that you saw Chafin's name attached to the Twins a few times, right?
Oh, yeah. At the trade deadline last year, at the trade deadline the year before, at the trade deadline the year before that, at the trade deadline the year before that, at the trade deadline in the offseason the year before that. Like, it was basically every single time Andrew Chafin's name comes to the market, the Twins are right there as the guys that probably want him. And then Danny Colum of the Orioles, obviously, was sent to the Orioles from the Twins, so the Twins would be like getting him back, basically.
Yep.
And then 2 infield guys here, Ahmed Rosario, and Kevin Newman are the 2 infield guys here that they list there. So those are the names. Any names there? You obviously said Grichuk. Is there any other names there that you like on that list?
They mentioned Kittredge too, obviously, but no, I think of all those names, Yimi Garcia, that's another interesting one. I think you said that before the show, and that caught my eye. But aside from Kittredge, no, Grichuk is definitely the most kind of interesting one there. I actually kind of think I like that more than my O'Neal idea.
Okay, we like that. Yeah, no, I agree. I think for me, I'm really intrigued about the Josh Bell, Carlos Santana first base, kind of bringing Santana back there. I'm also intrigued by Yimi Garcia. That one's one that I'm really intrigued by. And obviously, I know there's a couple names on there I mentioned already, but like obviously the guys I've already mentioned, like Minter and Paul Sewell. I would love those guys, obviously, if we can bring them in. I'd say we for sure need a left-handed reliever. That's the main thing for us, which is why I think Kalum feels like a really good move in terms of I think he's a left-handed reliever type of guy that I think could work well for us. So it really depends on who we bring in, but we definitely need left-handed relievers because we don't have any now because Thielbar is gone.
Right.
So we have no left-handed relievers. So we could really use left-handed reliever. That's a for sure thing. With that being said, I mean, that's all the names I really had for us there. Is there any other names, Andrew, that you've thought of that you think we could, you want to discuss here? Or any other names that maybe like might not be available for the Twins, but other names you want to bring up for potential talkabouts here?
Not necessarily. I think you and I have the right idea on a lot of this stuff, and I think that list is there's some decent names in that list. I think Kittredge and Grichuk and Garcia from that list, and then I thought of Kittredge. I mean, we'll see what happens. The Holmes stuff is going to be interesting. Those negotiations, I think, are going to be interesting. I think.
Okay, then let's do one last thing here that I did not tell Andrews about, but I think at this point we're going to do it because it's something we can do quickly.
Yep.
The MLB Awards finalists were announced yesterday.
Yep.
And so with that being said, Anders, I am very happy to announce I think we should we're going to make our predictions here for those awards.
Yep. Absolutely.
So we will start with the AL Manager of the Year. And it's kind of funny that we're doing this on the Twins' perspective because all three AL Central coaches here, besides the White Sox, obviously, White Sox and Twins are finalists. AJ Hinch of the Tigers, Mac Quatraro of the Braves, and Stephen Vogt of the Guardians are all three Coach of the Year finalists. What was that?
Oh, of the Royals, not the Rays.
Did I say Rays? Oh, I meant Royals if I did. Quatraro of the Royals. And then Stephen Vogt of the Guardians. So Anders, out of the three AL Central managers we're looking at right there, who is your pick for AL Manager of the Year?
Hinch. Hinch.
Okay.
Because,
I was going to say this was Mac Quatraro's like runaway position, and then AJ Hinch did what he did in September, and he just took it right away from him.
Yeah.
I would have to agree. I'd have to say Hinch as well.
Hinch was my preseason pick, so I kind of have to stick. If he's a finalist, I have to stick with my pick.
That's fair. I would have to say Hinch just because of the fact that he came out of what he did in September deserves a lot of remarkable stuff, and how badly the Royals finished the year, I think will hurt Quatraro.
That part I didn't even think of necessarily, but yeah, no, you're right.
How the Royals finished the year, I think Quatraro. I think it's Hinch though. And then with NL Manager of the Years, we go to Carlos Mendoza of those Mets over there in New York, Anders. Yep. Pat Murphy of the Brewers, and Mike Schilt of the Padres. And I have to say here, I think it's a pretty easy Carlos Mendoza for me personally. What he did to kind of, the Mets didn't really feel like they were a competitor this year, and he took them a long ways and made them really feel good throughout the entire year. So I'm going to say Mendoza. Would you agree? Or do you think it's Murphy? I
think it's Murphy.
Okay.
Because you lose Burns. You outside of Yelich, you have essentially excuse me. Also, like the Churio stuff, like he needs to get credit for that part of the development as well. Like this was a division where I picked the Cubs to win, and everyone was talking about how much better the Reds are going to be. Like they're going to be even better than last year, and all that kind of stuff. So, like Bryce Terang and like all these guys, like like Weimer, like all these guys. Obviously, we saw what like DL Hall did and things like that. Like Joey Ortiz, like gave up arguably the best pitcher in baseball to a certain extent and won, 93 games or something. So I'd pick him. But Carlos Mendoza would be my second.
Sounds good. And now we are moving to AL Rookie of the Year here.
Yep.
Colton Cowser, I think, is the runaway favorite on this one with the Orioles. He had a major year. The other two here are both a little close to home for Anders. Luis Gil of the Yankees, right-hand starting pitcher who started this season incredible. Was one of the best pitchers in baseball to start the season. Was a former Twins prospect that got traded to the Yankees a while back. And then Austin Wells, who is, of course, the catcher for the Yankees, that also had a pretty good year himself. And as much as I know Anders wants to with these Yankees, I think it's Colton Cowser's award to lose at this point.
I think you're right. It's hard for Wells and Heel too because they're going to take votes from each other. Even though they're on different sides, but like Heel, I think he had that weird 3-game stretch and then got hurt and then missed 3 games from there. And what else happened? And I mean, so if he went on that pace for the whole year, I think it would be his award to lose. And then Wells, like he had that awesome last 2 months, but aside from that was kind of spotty to start, like the average, he had a 300 average, like July onward, I'm pretty sure. But I agree with Cowser. Yeah.
And then with the end, I agree. And then at the NL Rookie of the Year here, we have, of course, the number 2 prospect in baseball himself, Jackson Chourio. We have Padres' Jackson Merrill, who also had an incredible year. And then we have maybe one of the most famous rookies we ever had in baseball, Paul Skeens, who is just living his best life right now for the Pirates. This one's tough because I think all 3 of these guys legit have a case. I think it's Chourio for me.
This to me is the most competitive of any award of either conference.
Like it's hard for me not to say Paul Skeens. Like it really is because of what he did. But I feel like I have to go Chourio. But I don't know.
It's hard.
I feel like Chourio's been the favorite though, and I feel like I want to pick Chourio, but I'm gonna stick with Paul Skeens. I think Skeens should win it.
Yeah.
I think Skeens should win it because of what he did. But I think they're gonna probably give it to Chourio Merrill. I don't know. Are you gonna go where are you thinking?
I think it will be Skeens, but I think the correct answer is Chourio, but I think it will be Skeens.
Yeah, that's fair. Paul Skeens is the favorite right now. Merrill's 2 and Chourio is 3. Right now. So that's that, and then we go to the Cy Young, which again, if you're a Twins fan, this is a really fun AL Cy Young race for us here. You have it's crazy that a Royals pitcher is here and it's not the Royals pitcher you'd think would be here at the start of the season. But you got Emmanuel Clase, the first relief pitcher since Francisco Rodriguez in 2008 to be a finalist for the award. You got Seth Lugo, who used all his luck up this season to produce one of the better pitching seasons we've really seen at 3 ERA and whatnot. And then of course you have the man, the myth, the legend, one of the best pitchers in baseball, maybe the best pitcher in baseball, Tariq Skubal of the Tigers, who was just, AL Triple Crown, wins, ERA, strikeouts, just dominant. And I think just because it's the Triple Crown, I don't think there's really a competition.
Yeah, I think he should get every single first place vote.
Oh, he should 100% be a unanimous AL Cy Young. I don't think there's a question on that.
Yeah.
Tariq Skubal should get unanimous Cy Young. I do respect them giving Clase a finalist because that's fun. But yeah, no, Skubal's not losing that race. He should be that. And then moving on to the NL Cy Young, we got the blast of the past and Chris Sale, who turned back the clock and had an incredible year for the Braves. We had the rookie sensation we just talked about a little bit ago, Paul Skeens, who, if you were not sure why he was considered Rookie of the Year finalist, it's because he's also Cy Young finalist. So that really shows that Paul Skeens has been incredible. And then, of course, you have the Phillies' Zach Wheeler, who is basically at this point an annual Cy Young finalist, an annual Cy Young candidate at this point.
Yep.
And so he's up there as well. And as much as I want to give it to Paul Skeens again, just going to be fun, I think Chris Sale is probably going to win this award. What he did this season was nuts. A 2.38 ERA, 225 strikeouts. He also claimed the Triple Crown. So, this is the first time, I think, in a long time. I don't know if this is the first time in a long time, but at least this is the first time in a long time where I feel like there isn't a question for either Cy Young Award winner.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a real chance that we get unanimous Cy Youngs on both sides.
Right.
There is a legit chance of that.
Yep.
Because you have 2 Triple Crown winners on each side of the pitching staff. So I'm going with Sale. Anders, would you agree?
I would as well. I kind of, there's a part of me really, it's like the same thing with Churio. There's a part of me that really, really deep down inside wants to pick Wheeler. Wheeler had because Wheeler broke 200 innings this year, and Sale did not. But yeah, no, I thought about it, and yeah, it kind of has to be Sale. The more paths lead there.
And then we go to the AL Most Valuable Player. Bollywood Jr. is an option here, the star Royals shortstop who was having a great start of the season and finished off the year okay-ish, but he was not didn't have the greatest finish to the season. But Bollywood Jr. is up there. You have Juan Soto, the Yankee we were talking about earlier, now a free agent, who signed with the Yankees this past season, was incredible for them. And then you have the all-rise Aaron Judge, who just continued to look like just one of the best hitter in baseball year after year on, year in, year out. And all the way to, I believe will probably be another MVP for him in the AL. And obviously, they do not include playoff stats in your voting for the AL MVP. Otherwise, Judge probably would have lost himself the AL MVP with his playoff stats. But no, it is going to be Judge, and it will be Judge.
Yep.
I don't think there's really a question about it. There was a question earlier in the year when Bobby Witt was doing his thing, but it's Judge.
Right.
And do you agree, Anders?
Yeah. I think it won't be unanimous.
It won't. It will not.
Witt will get some first place votes. I think Soto's going to come third here.
Soto will come third here. That is true.
I think so. But Judge will it won't be unanimous, but it'll be pretty convincing.
And then we go to the Shohei Ohtani Most Valuable Player Award, also known as the NL Most Valuable Player Award. Basically, it's Shohei Ohtani's award to lose for the next 10 seasons, 12 probably. And basically, we go to Francisco Lindor, is the first finalist here. Again, absolutely incredible year by Lindor. Hit 309 from the plate, 26 homers, 33 homers. He was a great defensive player as well. So I would say Lindor is, great candidate. And then, of course, you go to Ketel Marte, who had an absolutely stellar year as well. Gold Glove finalist, 36 home runs, 95 RBIs, 155 OPS plus. And he was just incredible from June, like mid-season. He was incredible. But there is a guy named Shohei Ohtani in the National League. And Shohei Ohtani not only hit 50 home runs, but he also stole 54 home runs, but he also stole 59 bases. He led the NL in runs scored. He led the NL in home runs. He led the NL in RBIs. He led the NL in on-base percentage. He led the NL in slugging. And he also led the NL in total bases. So just a thought, Anders. I think Shohei's going to win this.
I was going to say, the sky's blue.
The sky is blue. But he did not win the batting title because there's a guy named Luis Ariz in the National League, and he's basically guaranteed to win that award every year. But Shohei Ohtani is going to be the winner here, and it's going to be unanimous, and it should be unanimous. And Andrew, do you agree? Unanimous?
Yeah, no. This one's pretty simple. You saved the easiest for last. Not the best.
He saved the easiest for last. I know. It's very simple. And I do believe they should change the name of the Shohei Ohtani Most Valuable Player Award. Because at this point, it's just going to go to him for the next 10 seasons. Although he is not the World Series MVP. That will go to Freddie Freeman. That is that. Anders, I appreciate you doing that, man. That was a little fun exercise you had to do.
No, that was good. That was good. Shout out to the AL Central.
Shout out to the AL Central, both the Twins. It's just how it is. But anyway, well, that is that. Anders, would you want to finish off the show here?
I'd love to sign us off.
Perfect. Let's sign us off here.
All right. What a great episode, Zach. Always great to see you. This has been episode, I believe, hopefully I did this math right, 27 of the Bleav in Twins podcast. Alongside Zac Tipton, I have been your host, Anders Pryor. If you want to continue to listen to us, you can go to the Bleav.com website and download all of our content and all other Bleav Network shows. If you want to listen to us, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever else you consume your sports media throughout the week. If you are watching us here on YouTube, please subscribe, turn on post notifications, like, comment, let us know what you think, whatever you want to do. Go Twins, go AL Central. Zach, great to see you. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys next week. It's a pleasure.
Pleasure.